I'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you. Can I take this?
Clerk Recorder Peters,
Thanks.
we'll talk to you in the vegetable right here.
I can have council approach, please. Right, so as I understand it, we're just waiting to wait. You're having a conversation and then you're going to tell me when you're ready, is that right?
Your Honor, I just need 1 minute between Mr. Case and I, and then I'm gonna go out and do the research, and he's gonna do the next witness.
Okay, just tell me when you're ready.
Yes, sir.
And then I'll get the jury in.
It's hearsay, not admissible. It talks about a bunch of stuff that the judge has excluded, so. I mean, authentication is not the problem.
It's the content. What the judge has to see in regard to. Well, okay, we can make an offer of proof what the content is. What if you silence Rulos? No. What he's gonna say is you can't see the passwords in the video.
No, that's already been testified to. Multiple people testified that it's blurred.
Okay. Then why did it start the criminal investigation?
I think the testimony was some of it was blurred.
All right, well, will you guys, what if we, stop, then there's no hearsay, then the issue is, can you see the passes, the A's in the video? Yeah. Some sort of legislative, too much information. Okay, I don't know, visuals. That's cool, I'm sorry. Well, we asked permission.
Are we okay? We're coming up? Oh, are we ready? Okay, let's get the jury in.
Stay right here till the
Can anyone give me an answer about the motion to quash the subpoena? Has everyone seen that?
Judge, I've seen it. I would ask the court not address it at this point. From my understanding, the defense is not planning on calling that witness anyways.
Yeah, so that's what I'm wondering. Can I just grant it so that way, do you intend to call that witness or do we need to wait
Is
a
this
little bit?
related to Bobby Daniel?
Yeah.
Yes, we conceded.
Okay, I'll go ahead and just issue that order. I didn't want to forget about it.
I wasn't aware it had been filed.
Yeah, it was filed over the lunch hour or sometime before, I think. It's done.
Pardon? Mr. Clay Reed.
Go ahead and take a seat, everyone. Thank you. The jury is now present. I know that was a long delay, but what I can tell you is it was not time wasted. Just trust me on that. It was very productive time, and I think you'll find that it was not wasted because of how quickly things are perhaps going to move along going forward. We may be back on schedule is what I'm trying to say. But with that being said, does the defense have an additional witness they'd like to call?
We do. We call Clay Parikh. Your
All right,
Honor.
Mr. Parikh, if you can come on up here, there's a white strip of tape on the floor. I'll swear you in. Please raise your right hand for me, sir. Do you swear or affirm under the penalty of law that the statements and testimony you'll give to the court today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Please take a seat over here in the black chair. And once you're seated, if you could state your name and then spell your last.
My name is Clay Uday Parikh. That's P as in Paul, A-R-I-K-H.
All right, Mr. Case, he's your witness.
Mr. Parikh, what state do you reside in?
I reside in Alabama.
And what's your occupation?
I'm a cybersecurity professional.
And who do you work for?
I work for Northrop Grumman.
And how much cybersecurity training have you had?
I had a lot of cybersecurity training. I held the CISSP, which is the Certified Information Systems Professional certification for over 17 years in good standing. I'm also a certified ethical hacker, and I'm also a certified hacking forensic investigator. And I've done everything in the information technology business, from site design to accreditation.
Have you looked at the CodeMonkey Z video that started this case?
Yes, I have.
And subject to pretrial ruling, that video will not be shown to the jury. So we're asking you to talk about just the BIOS passwords or whatever passwords were shown on that video. So I'll just do a short series of questions, and then would you let the jury know what you saw on the video means? First of all, was a full BIOS password visible on the video?
No, it wasn't.
All right. So would a partial BIOS password be of any benefit to a hacker unless he had the whole password?
Not really, no.
Why?
Because, especially specifically in this case, where they're following a Dominion build procedure, the BIOS that the county's
Your Honor,
given,
I'm going to object that this is calling for expert opinion, which is the witness has not been endorsed, or excuse me, it's not been qualified.
Yes, let's lay that, he hasn't been accepted as an expert yet, so I'll
Okay,
sustain
thank
that
you,
objection.
Got a little ahead of myself. Mr. Parikh, have you testified as a cybersecurity expert in prior cases?
yes, I have.
How many times just in the last 10 years?
In the last 10 years?
Yes.
Once in federal court, and
Your Honor, I'm going to object. May we approach?
I guess why do we need to approach?
Okay, Your Honor, this witness is being brought in for a limited purpose, which was not part of his disclosed expert opinion. The scope of the disclosed expert opinion is irrelevant. This topic is not part of any discovery made available to us. It is irrelevant that they try to qualify him as an expert.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and allow Mr. Case to continue. Go ahead, sir.
Thanks. So back to your experience, did you say once in federal court?
yes, and about 5 or 6 times in circuit courts, to include my own state of Alabama. And if I may add, I have been clarified as an expert because I have 9 years of testing experience in the voting system test labs.
All right. We offer Mr. Parikh as an expert in cybersecurity, Your Honor.
Your Honor,
Subject to your prior objections.
yes,
Mr.
that's
Shapiro.
my prior
Okay.
objections.
So, what are you offering him as an expert in? A cybersecurity?
Cybersecurity, I'm sorry, and voting systems investigation, I guess was the term you used.
Okay, I'll have counsel approach and I'll make my findings. I think there was some confusion, ladies and gentlemen, so let's clarify the record. Mr. Shapiro, for the people, do you object to this
We do
witness?
not, no, Your Honor, we do not object to this witness's fundamental qualifications.
Okay, so he it will be accepted as an expert in cybersecurity and voting systems functioning. It's again up to the jury to decide what weight to afford to the testimony of this witness, as you do with all witnesses. So, Mr. Case, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Do you remember the question that I asked you before the objection?
Yes, about the partial BIOS password being
Yes.
usable.
Right.
And according to Dominion procedures and the way the procedures for installing the system work, the counties provided the password.
Your Honor, I am going to object regarding talking about Dominion.
I don't know who made a sound. Did you hear who it was, Deputy?
It was behind me, Your Honor. I didn't see
Oh, I know. I'm not looking at
it.
you.
You're looking at me.
I know you didn't make the sound. I'm sorry. The objection?
The objection regarding Dominion's policies, protocols.
I didn't think he was getting into that, and in any event, I overruled. So we've talked about this, so go ahead.
Yes, and the reason I refer to the name of the vendor, Dominion, is because that's the system that's used. Because there's standard practices when you do an installation for any type of information system. And that's what voting systems are. They're just an information system that has special applications. And in their procedures and in the county's procedures, for Colorado is specifically, when the procedure's done, the BIOS password is to be changed. That's part of the installation, the last part of the phase. And in the state of Colorado, if I remember everything correctly, that the Secretary of State assigns that BIOS passwords because it's to make sure that there's some integrity so no county official could abuse that.
Now, in the video you saw was the partial BIOS password, the password that was on the system before the trusted build was done or after the trusted build was done and the hard drive had been wiped?
It would have to be before because it's in the installation process at the very beginning of the steps. So therefore, whatever was seen at the beginning is irrelevant to the end
All right.
result.
So, if a hacker looked at that video, let me give you the timeline. The password changed on May the 25th.
Your Honor, I'm going to object as to leading. This is his witness.
I didn't hear I need to hear the question, but you can certainly renew the objection, so let's hear the question.
May I ask you a hypothetical question, sir?
Yes.
Assume that on May the 25th, 2021,